sense.
And honestly, and I even stated that God right now can actually be the real deal, come right in front of me right now and say that he's real and all this and that. I will believe it, but I would not roll with him. I still wouldn't roll with him. Why? Because he's a get down or lay down type of character. He's a Nino Brown. If you don't do what he said, you will suffer the
Suffer
consequences.
consequences.
If you ask questions like the Bible and everybody believes you can say, and the Bible does say, hey, ask questions, go ahead, you can. But everybody who asks questions in the Bible pay for a price, pay with it for a price. They never just got a direct answer or a straight up answer without something happening to them for doubting. Questioning is doubting. That's the loophole. That's the loophole right there. Yeah, you can question, go ahead. But the fact that you're questioning,
Questioning
you're
is gonna cause, and
it's gonna
I'm gonna be
cost you
totally
your
honest with you right
freedom.
now. The fact that I'm sitting here verbally on public TV questioning it, I have a fear that something will happen, right? Um, to make me question questioning. Does that make sense?
Exactly. And that's the fear. That's the
Yes.
fear. It's no
Yes.
reason for you to fear your imagination. There's no reason for you to fear something that you know without a doubt. You don't even have to prove it to me. You ain't got to prove it to me. You ain't even got to just believe me when I say we both know that you ain't met nobody that's called God. Just when you both know that you ain't talked to nobody called God. Why? Because here you are having a conversation with me. One, and on top of that, you hesitated when I asked you, why do you believe? The fact that you're
Because
doubting
I had
your
to,
own
and my
belief,
hesitation was
your
like I had to question my own belief about I don't, I don't ever sat here and asked myself why, or
yeah,
why do I believe? Um, but I questioned everything I've learned. I totally questioned the Bible about its whole existence
mm-hmm.
because of what facts, and I'm not going by hearsay, she say, what people have just facts. Some of the books
But
of the
what
Bible are
facts though?
missing.
What are the facts?
Some of the books of the Bible are missing. Okay, so if I have a cookbook and a recipe and I flip the page and a page is missing, I'm gonna totally miss something. So how can we consciously say that the Bible is everything when they have clearly have proven that there were books that were not written, that were taken out of it?
Well, because the Bible, for one, revise it. They revise the Bible. They revised the Bible to fit modern day evolution of religion. And so, well, Jesus didn't say this actually. What he actually said was, I don't
Yeah,
believe in anything found new. Anything
yeah,
found new, I don't believe because why? It could be just easily as planted as this made up fiction here. It's like you telling
yeah.
me this is you'll believe this. This is the idiocy of humanity that the older it is, the more believable it
The
is.
more
Like
believable it
that
is.
don't even make no like if you believe in like creatures or like no, that didn't believe. But if you believe the older the text is, you believe in it more. And that's retarded. You don't even ask questions. Again, you won't take time to think about why you believe in something, but yet here you are believing in said something.
But here's a perfect example of what you just said. We believe in the education system. We
Hmm.
believe in the medical system. And both of those are flawed because if you go and look at the research, Rockefeller, who had a whole lot of money, wanted to change things. And so now we have now if are a doctor, your job is to prescribe medication. Your job is not to come up with, and I'm gonna use this, uh a a natural remedy that God created. You're not
Because
allowed to
nobody
use that.
believes wholeheartedly enough for that.
But you can't use a natural remedy that you can find in a natural setting. It has to be prescribed medication. But yet we've been taught that we have to go to doctors and believe in doctors. But the third largest way of dying in the world is medical malpractice. But we don't want to have that conversation, right? So if the third way of dying is medical malpractice, then why do we still believe that we have to go to a doctor when we're sick? It's kind of like the same. It's kind of like the same thing because it goes back to what you just said. That's just how we've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed that we have to go to school. So we go to school for 8 hours a day. We sit in four walls or whatever like that. And all that is brainwashing to get us ready to go work a 9 to 5 for somebody else.
And it's
It
also
doesn't.
brainwashing us to believe in the religion that they don't believe in, but they know if we can get them to believe in it, then everything else will fall in order.
And I think that's how we as Black people got brainwashed into that integration was better for us than staying segregated.
Like I said, I think cornerstone. I think the cornerstone of humanity's psychological issues is religion.
Religion. I
Is
agree.
religion. All your psychological issues spurs from
Or from
what religion
whether you believe or whether you
instills
not
in
believe.
you. Exactly, whether you believe it, because we don't start to recognize ourselves for the most part until we become adults, 25 and older, probably. Hopefully we start to understand a little bit more prior, but for the most part, most of us don't start to recognize and to even most of us don't even start to appreciate knowledge itself until we become an adult. And even as an adult, if it doesn't take interest in us, that's when fiction becomes nonfiction disguised as fiction. Because we're not going to take the time, like the definition of fiction. We believe in it because it's expedient to do so. The Bible, it's fiction, no matter how you look at it. History, period, it's
It's
fiction, no
fiction.
matter how you look at it. Even if it's just like mostly, I ain't gonna say mostly, a lot of stuff spurs from what we like to think a truth is somewhere if we look for it. But
Oh, I think that's my biggest saying is what is the truth?
but
Like
it's
like that's
somewhere in
that's
that fiction that
that's
we
my
ain't paying
life
attention
is
to.
is 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 seeking the truth. I just want to know the truth. And it could probably slap me in my face and I still probably wouldn't believe it.
I think a lot of us would believe it, but just like we choose not to believe, we're going to just brush it off because, like I stated before, I acknowledge that, like I just recently stated, if God was to come down right now and tell me that He is God, I will believe this entity that's in front of me. But I will still choose not to follow said entity. Why? Because I read what said entity does with its followers. I've
Yeah.
read what said entity does
Well, I
to
mean,
people, even for people who say they
why
do
would
believe,
anybody want to suffer?
because God said so. God says it's okay to suffer. God, what you said earlier about the schools and all that stuff, the Bible also tells you to govern unto your government. Being this is and again another loophole. Another loophole. Like you're supposed to put God first.
Obey. My mama said, obey the law of the land.
Exactly. And that's what the Bible telling you. Obey the law of the land. But yet here I go. I can't put you first and obey these niggas. Because one, you're not protecting me against the things that prosper on me. Here I am telling you, I believe you. I believe you wholeheartedly. I'm telling you, I will ice 5 of my kids for you right now, if that's what you want. But here I am, gotta go and do what the Pharaoh tell me to do. If I don't, that nigga gonna kill me. And if I do, you gonna kill me. So that's why I said I wouldn't even follow God, even if I truly believe he came down and told me I'm God. Cool. I now know you're real.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
Keep your distance from me. And how about we try this thing called letting people be? Try this thing called letting them
But
live
we're
what they
supposedly,
actually want to
but
live.
and that's it too. We're supposedly have free will. Like he supposedly he gives us the opportunity to just.
Illusion. That's an
That's
illusion.
what he's supposed. Yeah, that we're supposed to believe because we want to believe.
Exactly. We do have the free will to not believe. But again, like I
But
stated,
but it's a consequence
if
if
you,
that's the
it's a
case.
consequence, yes, it's a he's a get down or lay down character. You don't have to believe in God. That's your supposedly God given right. Is
And
you can
suffer the
make the choice
consequences if you
not to
don't.
believe. But if you don't believe, you're going to have a miserable life.
Life.
No matter how good you do in life, no matter how you can go through life not even caring about that other people exist, just going about, hey, here you go. I found the extra dollar in my pocket. I don't need it. Here you go. Boom. Hey, I ain't looking for no thank you. I don't even want you to say thank you, but if you do, it's much appreciated. All this and that. Hey, I'm about to hook you up. I'm about to do this whole entire front cabinet for you. Because I ain't got nothing else to do, and I'm cool like that. You ain't got to worry about it. If you pay me, cool. You don't, also cool. I'm just doing it because I feel like doing it. But now that bullet that went through my heart, since I didn't believe in God while me doing all this good things in the world, well, I should have believed then. And that's the case that what you said, mentioned earlier, and what everybody who I asked, why do you personally believe, is really afraid of not believing so much more than actually believing that God is actually real or not.
So then it goes all the way back to the beginning. How did we get here?
Want to go with biblical, you would have to take it to the book of Enoch, which is been stripped away from
Which has been
the
stripped away from the.
Americanized Bible, which Enoch is in the Bible for 2 lines that says Enoch was here and God took him. That's it. But come to find out, this nigga got 5 books, 4+ books. And the first one dimes out God so much. Like it tells of a civilization before Adam. It tells of a civilization, or it pretty much dimes out that God is really not all knowing because he didn't decide. If he is all knowing, he want to actually see if they're going to go through with what it is that they thinking about going through with before he decided to say, hey, before one of my minions come back and tell me what you done did, I'm going to see if you're going to actually do it or not. But you are knowing. So you know that he's going to
So
do
you
it.
know what he's getting ready to do.
Exactly. So here you are now creating, now in my mental state, you're creating an adversary for yourself.